Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to one of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 10,000 subscribers and long past your first 4,000 hours of watch time. So today, I'm joined by MOS6510 Models. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me, my friend.
Actually, this series was inspired by the generosity of the gentleman that I'm talking to today. We've known each other now for about 3.5 years, and he offered a long time ago. So I hope you'll accept my apology, and I really do appreciate your patience, especially for the betterment of everybody here. But for anybody that hasn't already seen your channel, 6510 Models, I'd love for you to just give your description so that I don't leave anything out.
Well, basically, my channel stems around scale model building. So if you've seen in the UK, it would be Airfix kits and Tamiya kits. If it's in America, it would be like the old AMT, Revell, Lindbergh, you know, that sort of ilk of scale modeling. And basically you would be given a box full of plastic and a little sheet of paper, which are, we call them decals, some people call them decals, some people even call them water. They are basically water transfers, and an instruction manual, and you would get your cement or your glue, some paint, and you would build up a model and show it off, and it'll be like an accurate miniature version representation of the vehicle or plane or spaceship that you would want on your desk. And basically I fell into it. I originally was doing documentaries about things I enjoy, like motorbikes mostly.
Oh, wow.
And one day I did a video of an unboxing of a kit, and I got a lot of views, and I thought, well, here we go. Why not I just embrace my hobby, my passion into this, and very slowly, I should say, it's amassed a huge following indeed. But it was all by chance. I haven't it wasn't planned, and sometimes it's quite overwhelming, the support that I get. And yes, it just proves that if you've got something that you're passionate about, and you've got an iPhone and some sort of movie editing suite, your world's your oyster. And there you go. That's basically the story of MOS6510 Models.
That is an inspiring story, and thank you for that, because one of the things a lot of people will talk about, especially the biggest YouTubers, is following your passion. There's a lot of reasons people join YouTube, but if you can truly enjoy what you're doing, I think you'll find success. I think we'll both agree that YouTube is far more work than we would have imagined it was when we started.
There has its challenges. YouTube, the game changes. I think YouTube did wrong with shorts.
Okay.
I think they had the power to change shorts into its own app.
Right.
They've got YouTube Music. They've got YouTube Kids. They've got YouTube Dashboard, or your editing sort of app. To interlink shorts the way they have has changed the game dramatically throughout the whole of YouTube.
Yes.
To its detriment, I believe. If I put a short up, it could get 50,000 views. That does not equate to monetary terms the same as you would do on long form content.
Yes.
So yeah, but before that, it was pretty simple, really, to produce a video and to let the algorithm work in your favor, hopefully. But yeah, they have changed the goalposts, and you have to adapt to survive on YouTube in that respect. So,
yes.
But you know, yeah, it's there's so many little quips and with YouTube. I don't know all the answers, but all I can do is try and let you know what I've done to try and increase my viewership, my revenue, and ultimately the best part, the community.
Well, thank you for that. So it's interesting that we're talking about shorts already. We've got a lot to go over today. But since you've mentioned it, that's one thing that I was planning to ask is the idea that you can give us, regardless of, like, you know, a lot of people are going to have different opinions about whether shorts are helpful. Some creators have broken off into separate shorts channels and things like this. But in your experience, now going through what you have with shorts, what advice can you give to somebody just in the beginnings of their YouTube journey before their 10,000 subscribers so that they can have the best chance of making shorts work for them as opposed to against them?
So ultimately, you've got to have a passion in what you're doing. There's no point in, say, I'm going to do videos on fixing cars when you have no idea on how to fix cars.
Yes.
Okay. I am more shocked at what people are willing to sit there and watch than actually do it. I did over the Christmas period, I was given a huge model to build and I live streamed it. It's not quite finished yet. I've still got another day on it. So it'll be another like 8 years. So I was basically doing 4 to 6 hour live streams of building this kit. And people were turning up every day, having me in their background or in the background, watching me and listening to me while I was effing and jeffing at this kit. You know what I mean? And if they've got a passion for what you're doing, they're more likely going to watch that passion from you and push. So if you are going to set up a YouTube channel today, if your passion is walking, record it. But make sure that you envelop and make sure that what you're saying and what you put in the video is aimed at the audience. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I do a YouTube video, I don't think I'm talking to 50,000 viewers.
Yes.
I'm talking to one person.
Right.
So if you create a video of your passion, make it personal that you're talking to that one person that's watching you. If you see what I mean, you know, you are just talking to one person. So create the video for your best friend. So he's going to say, you know, and people will become endowed by that. They'll listen to that because you'll be like their friend as well. So that's my one tip, I think, is to make sure that you make the videos not personal in your life, personal about what's on the footage, and that you're basically making that video for your best friend.
Right. That's great advice too.
Yeah.
Each person, is looking through their own set of eyes, regardless of who they're with.
Yeah.
So Maz, you've mentioned about long form content and shorts, but one thing that we need to talk about is live streams. You do a lot of live streaming. I've had the pleasure of being in your streams many times, very focused on what you're doing. And I notice you have a full panel at times as well. So what can you tell somebody in the beginnings of their YouTube journey about how to find success and engagement in their live streams that sometimes would otherwise take a long period of time to get to know or learn?
I think with your passion, there will always be a community for that passion. So if you're into knitting, you know that there's a community for knitting.
Yes.
If you're into cross stitch, if you're into computers, there's communities. I joined a Discord full of scale modelers, and from in that scale modelers Discord, there was a handful of us doing YouTube, and I said, why don't we create a separate Discord for YouTubers who do scale modeling? So we kind of shifted across, and even though we all have our own Discords, I've got my own Discord for scale modeling and stuff.
Yes.
we all like combined ourselves into this one Discord. And one day I said that there was a lot of scale modelers who didn't have the reach or the subscriber base and the watch time. So I said, I want to start doing live streams and we're going to work from our bench and people can watch us. And so I set up this live stream and a handful kind of turned up and all of a sudden it come to this point where I couldn't continue scale modeling because the chat was going right. You know, I had to keep an eye on the chat.
Yes.
All of a sudden, then we kind of come off the benches and then started having proper discussions about elements of scale modeling.
Yeah.
And that's how it grew. And the benefit of using StreamYard was that we could actually, even though I pay for it and I pay $50 a month for it, we could actually then live stream to each of our channels.
Yes.
So that's how it kind of grew. So even though it's like a hive of YouTubers, and so whichever channel you watch is on, you'll still see the same content. It does have its drawbacks. If there's something that happens, because it's being streamed to 4 or 5 different channels, it's not easy to edit out the bad bits.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of trust involved with that.
Yes.
But it's building that community up. And when you've got a group of, there's 12 or 13 now that jump in and jump off the live stream. Like tonight, they'll be on tonight. It's very much a case of that is the Airfix and Chill, which was also the joke about Airfix and Chill. You heard of Netflix and Chill?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So basically, the sexual term of always come over Netflix and Chill. Netflix sounded very much like Airfix, which was a modeling company.
Yes.
So we call as a bit of tongue in cheek, I call it Airfix and Chill. I know everyone that I meet when I go to scale model shows, they'll say, "Oh, I love Airfix and Chill." On a Monday night, it's chill night. To listen to scale modelers, basically chat shit, about scale modeling.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes. But you've got to build the community, and also, I wouldn't be where I am without that group of folks.
Course,
we bang off each other's ideas. We try not to copy each other, but generally, there people do copy what I do, and I've copied what other people do.
Of course, we all do.
But you strive to do better. So imitate, copy, But yeah, I've basically done what I've done through this community, and it's growing steadily to 21,000. I've taken a month off, by the way. You've noticed there's been no content on my channel for a month. I've had some, private things going on. So I've taken a month off, but I'm back on it this week. Decided to do some more filming and getting stuff out there. But yeah, it's that community. That another thing is when I was first on YouTube, I was watching a lot of scale model channels. Right. And I was always leaving likes and comments on those videos.
Right, yeah.
Because you'll never know that, and I've got 2 that's on the chat, they didn't know about me until I commented on somebody else's video. Right. Then they clicked on my channel and had a look, and he's got like 200 videos. He seems to know his stuff. So, that's in... Do not think that a couple of keywords is going to get your video seen by everyone. It isn't. It's all about people recognizing your brand. MOS6510 Models is a brand.
Absolutely.
I'm Moz, but it's the brand, and people. So you've got to build up that as well. That branding. So make sure that you have your hobby or your passion in the title as well. That's quite I do regret having MOS6510 Models, but the original channel name was MOS6510 Productions because it was a documentary channel.
Okay.
So I changed it to Models. I wish it was Moz Models, to be honest. But so but people know me as Moz now, but the brand is MOS6510 Models.
So you and I were speaking actually before we started recording. So I got to hear the story that I'm going to ask you to retell right now. But why don't you tell us about that channel name and elaborate on how it came to be?
So I'm a bit of a tech nerd buff. You know, I'm the man that, or the boy from the age of 6 or 7, if there was a new electronic device in the house, whether it be a video player, tape player, CD, I would set it up. I didn't even have to look at the manual. I have a knack for working things out.
Okay.
So my family were always coming to me, you know. But when the internet first started, I needed a username for MSN Messenger, Yahoo, and whatnot.
Yes.
And I tried to think of a really catchy name. And at the time, I was in computer forums and everything. So my first computer was a Commodore 64.
Yeah.
Back in 1984. I was 5 years old. And I thought, I know what, I will use the processor as my username. And the processor in the Commodore 64 was an MOS6510. And so I called myself MOS6510. And as you can imagine, people didn't bother with the numbers. They started to call me Moz.
Yes.
And, you know, so everybody probably, hey, Moz, hi, Moz. And also it gives you a little bit, and I'm not going to reveal my name on here, but it gives you a little bit of, what can I say, protection in the world that not everybody knows your real name. So, and that's not because of I don't trust people, I do, but there are bad actors out there. There are people who are nasty. There are, and I see in the comments, I've had racist, homophobic, xenophobic comments on my channel, or because I take a slightly different view on what their view is, you know. And when I'm talking about slightly different view, for instance, I think Airfix kits are very, very good compared to what they used to be. And there are those people who will never touch an Airfix kit again. And they're the ones who get passionate about their hate. Instead of embracing that they may have changed. And that's what I mean. It's this little things that people seem to get upset about.
Yes.
You know? So, yeah, it's... yeah, very much so. That's basically the story. So then when I wanted to create a channel, I wanted to do documentaries on motorbikes. I just called it MOS6510 Productions.
Okay.
And before long, I realized I did one video about a model kit, got a lot of views, and thought, I think I've struck gold here. So just by chance of just showing a little passion of mine, I was able to then, from that, build and build and build. And if you watch my earlier videos, sorry to swear, but they were shockingly shite. But people liked my passion and my, you know, so, and that's how it stemmed, you know, that's how it grew.
I often say that people come to YouTube for real. They don't come here for television. They can go to television for television. They come here for authenticity often, in like what you're describing.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works. That is basically how it works.
So thank you, Moz. You touched on the idea of subscribers, and that's a question that everybody's always going to ask. How can they grow faster? So what advice can you give somebody starting their YouTube journey so that they can grow solidly and strong with the right kind of subscribers? In your experience, what have you seen?
I found that I've got 21,000 subscribers. I think 12,000 of them are elites, are what I call my elites.
Okay.
They're the ones who basically watch my stuff.
Right.
The other 10,000 have probably come watch the video, subscribed because they felt they had to, then have not bothered again. Subscriptions mean nothing. It's getting that core audience that relate to you. I was a like for like. I used to go on certain channels and they would say, oh, if you subscribe to me, I'll subscribe back. And I used to do that. But I do see that over the years, I know people say they don't remove them, but I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah.
YouTube will remove deadwood from
a
your
lot
channel.
of it, yes.
Also, if they close their account, you lose a subscriber as well.
Yes, of course.
You know, so I've seen a lot of people, you know, that they've left YouTube or something's gone wrong, and so you've lost subscribers because of that. If you lose subscribers, don't take it to heart. always look at it as time to move on. Look for you want freshness. You want subscribers that ultimately will like your video, will watch a good third of your video, and will comment your video. There's certain ways you can get them to comment. Ask them a question. I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to try it in my next video. Say I'll do something and I'll say, if you liked what I've just done, just click like so I can see if this is working. Get them to be active on your video, because it's all very well watching a video. I'm the worst for it though. I always say, if you like my end speech is always, if you like the video, click like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, ring that bell, click all to be notified when you release a new video. I always say that in my videos. But I've noticed that I've started to do it more at the beginning of the video, or I go into a part of the video. Say I'm about to unbox something, but before I unbox this video, will you please do me a favor? If you like what you're watching, just press like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. People say don't ask for subscribers. But somebody watches a video that you put all that effort in, I think you have a little bit of a right to want a little something back. And
I think it's okay.
Money, there's not about money. It's about just give us a subscribe. Click that subscribe button.
Absolutely.
Do something back for me. Video. A 10-minute video will take 3.5 hours to make. just a little thumbs up. And be playful about it as well. You can, yes. Do me a favor, and also mention. See, the one thing I really wish that YouTube would get rid of the word subscribe.
Yes.
I find, because when you subscribe to something, that involves a payment. Right. If you think about it, you subscribe to a magazine, you subscribe to National Geographic, you subscribe to ESPN, they should have gotten rid of that, because now you've got subscribe, and then you can also become a channel member. What they should have done was follow. You want to follow that person, and then you give them a chance of following none of it, some of it, all of it. Yes. And then if you want to become a channel member, then you have the subscribe, where you can pay me monthly for the privilege of having your name on my videos, basically. More like Twitch or something like that. That's it. The word subscribe is a terrible term. So if you say to people, like the video, and remember to subscribe is free. Yeah. So people know that subscribing is free. And as soon as you say the word free as well, people love a bargain, don't they? Of course. So you say free, that should help with your subscribers. That's an interesting tip. Yeah, thank you for that. I've heard a few people say that, but you bring it to light why that might be the case. So that's actually a good idea. Yes, I ask for the comments, likes, subscribes in every single video. Absolutely. Now, one of the things you touched on for a second there was comments. So what can you tell us? And of course, I say the same thing, but somebody starting their YouTube journey who's just put out a few videos, regardless of the number, how can you, aside from asking a question in the middle of the video, which is also a great tip, what other ideas do you have that can help people get more comments on their videos early before they have to go through years of experience to learn these things? Don't underestimate the power of a pinned comment, and you can pin your own comment. See, I use the pinned comment because I'm doing reviews, so I get affiliated links. So what I tend to do is, if I say that if you want to buy this kit, you can find the link in the description below, or in the comments, and I will pin that affiliated link to the top. If you're not doing affiliated links, that's prime then for you to put a comment in the description, what do you think of such as would you use it? Would you buy it? Is it worth the money? Okay.
Yeah.
But that comment is also in the video, then in the description, then put it as a comment and then pin it to the top. So when somebody goes to your video, that question is in there. And hopefully that will engage people to comment. Also, do not ever forget that you can go to your comments and leave comments and be engaged with those people.
To reply, yes.
To reply. Now, you may go back to, you may have over 4,000 comments. Like with me, I came back one day and I had loads of comments. You don't have to reply to them all. Look at them, reply to the ones you feel need replying to. Always give them a heart. They've given you their time of day to leave a comment. At least you can do is heart their comments. Like it and heart it. That's what I do. And that will then say that there's been a reply to that comment. So if you find you got a lot of comments, just like and heart. And if something really engages you, then reply back and say, yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah. Or if you disagree, be playful with it and say, oh, do you know what? I do see where you're coming from, but I don't subscribe to that view. As a segue, I would suggest this. So that's quite important to engage in the community. That's you put in time, they put in time. Just give that extra bit of time back, because the best commenters are the ones that you regularly talk to.
Yes.
And that also goes for on other people's videos. If you've engaged and enjoyed if you've enjoyed somebody's video,
yes,
engage with them and leave a comment. And sometimes you'll hit smack on. One example, okay, this goes far left field here. I was watching a video about an American pastor who wanted his congregation to buy him a brand new jet so he could fly around the world and preach the gospel of Jesus. And I wrote a comment in the comments box, and what I said was, it's an old comment, this, right? It's an old, what should I say? It's like a verse. And it was when Christianity was in Israel, whatever it was a religion. When it got to Turkey, it became a philosophy. When it went to Rome, it became an institution. When it went to Europe, it became another thing. Sorry, I can't remember the saying of. But when it got to America, Christianity became an enterprise. So I put this comment on this random video. It got over 10,000 likes.
Oh wow!
Somebody else's. This is my one comment.
Yes.
And I in that week, or over the month, I should say, I got a good increase in viewers to my channel.
No doubt.
Not necessarily watching. And that was one of those things. It was just like this flippant comment I wrote. That's right. When it got to Europe, Christianity became a culture. Then when it got to America, it became an enterprise. That's all I wrote. It was a bit, tongue in cheek sort of thing.
Yeah.
Something that you can imagine as Christianity's gone through the years. But I just wrote this comment, and it got all, and I saw an increase in views. So don't underestimate the power of going to other people's channels in your community, or into your pastime or hobby or whatever you want to talk about, and engage in them, because you'll find that you will naturally bring people over. Because if you say something that's quite profound in another video, and people do, because you do notice that your subscriber rate is next to your name. So your username. So if I go to your channel, you'll notice that if I make a comment, it will say MOS6510 Models. Then it will have in green, I think it is, 1.0K or whatever.
Right.
So
I understand.
So if you've got that, and they go, oh, he's got a lot of weight. He's got a lot of people following him. Let's have a look.
That's right. Yes.
Before you know it, they're going to come over to you. But please do not worry about subscribers. My main emphasis really is your watch time. Get your watch hours up. Get people engaged so that they watch more of your videos. And the subscribers will come. They will come.
So the next thing that I want to ask you about, Moz, is the idea of watch hours. And for anybody that hasn't already seen this creator, we've been friends a long, long time now. Our friendship spans longer than 3, possibly 3.5 years. And Moz has been instrumental in helping with researching, testing, trying, and sharing information about watch hours. That's what actually prompted his offer to come and do an interview like this to share his knowledge in the history of his YouTube channel. Watch hours have been one of the biggest parts of that. So what can you tell somebody who's just, again, starting their YouTube journey about how to get those watch hours up in the most legitimate way, but quickly if possible?
Yeah, the 4,000 watch hours was a bit of a, I would say, a blaze for YouTube. I think they've done right to get, to protect the chance to protect YouTube. I think to get the 4,000 watch hours to get you onto a monetary program with them was really good, because it got rid of the bad actors. So, but then that meant that you needed to get watch time up, and I recommend live streams. But also, if you want to help a fellow YouTuber out, and I've said this time after time after time after time, get yourself a separate device, make sure that the volume is on a little bit, or plug in some headphones, and go to your favorite YouTuber, and they will have playlists.
Yes.
There's nothing more glorious to help a YouTuber out to get their watch time out, is to get that device and let it play through the playlist. Keep it on auto, so it does the next one. That will help a creator out beyond, because if their playlist is 24 hours long and you've got to get 4,000 watch hours, was that 5% of what they need? Is it a bit less than 5%?
Small part of it, yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm talking about percentages. So if you want to help, and then and if you do that back, and that's where you can get watch hours too. But I've always found that what to make a video successful is about how long people watch the video for.
The retention, yes.
The retention. And you will lose retention. You can go to your analytics, and you can go to that video, and it will show you a graph of its peak, and now it drops, and then it levels out. Or sometimes it will drop up, drop like that. It'll do that.
Yep.
One tip I learned, when you look at it, it will tell you a time where the viewers just drop.
Yes.
What I suggest, when you see that drop, it give you a timestamp. So say it's 4 minutes 35 seconds. You're losing. There's a bit of a drop of people that leave. At that point, go to your video, and 10 seconds before that drop, put a card up in the corner offering them another video with a catchy title, and you'll probably get about 6 or 7% who won't leave your channel, but they'll, oh, look at that, bang. Because you've all done it. You're watching a video and this thing comes up. It's a little bit annoying, isn't it? It comes up in the corner, yes, but it catches your eye. It's in the right hand top right. If you know of any marketing, where do they always put the price? Top right. You look at the focal point is always, you always look up to the right. Always look up to the right anyway. So to keep that retention, or keep them on your, because I think that's important as well as just watching one of your videos. They want you, if you're not enjoying that video, if they're not enjoying your video, but they want to keep them on your channel, give them an option. Give them that option of watching another video that you've got. And 10%, maybe even less, will click that little link and go off.
Anything helps.
It helps, yeah. So that's a lovely little tip, that one.
Yes, thank you for that. It's actually my favorite tip in the length of our friendship that Moz has shared with me and with us. He came up with it. We were on a panel together. I forget if it was Orianne's channel or Corinne or Hilda or something.
It was
Corinne's Life?
Corinne's Life, yeah. It was on our
And
panel, wasn't it?
we've been on panel a few times together, but that was
Yeah.
gold. That idea
Yeah.
of dropping the card. So thank you for sharing that.
It was the way it was the way you went off trying to find a pen to write it down. That's what
yeah,
made me laugh.
absolutely, yes.
I'll write that one down.
Oh, I didn't want to forget that one. That's a gold tip, and
Yeah.
one of the biggest reasons why I'm excited about doing things like this, even when we're retelling stories, because the knowledge that you have, Moz, now over 21,000 subscribers, can be looked at as gold to anybody starting out to hopefully get them there faster. Knowing what we've all been through. We've been lucky enough to have a few conversations together outside of YouTube, outside of panels and things like that, which I've been grateful for. But one of the things that you've brought up a few different times is the importance of watching a video from beginning to end. And most often to make sure that the subscription sticks when you're about to support a brand new channel that you had not otherwise been connected to. So can I get you to elaborate on the idea of the importance of watching a full video from beginning to end?
Yeah, it's I did some bits. I did my own little research thing, and basically I went and followed 20 videos. Didn't watch any, so 20 channels. I didn't watch anything, didn't leave any comment, leave any likes. And just subscribed, and then 2 months later I went to see if I was still subscribed to them, and I wasn't. It was like they thought that I'd subscribed by mistake.
Yes.
And I've done it where I've watched one of the videos, not the way through, but just enough time to put a like and put a comment. YouTube don't like that either.
Wow.
I think it's more of a case of you've got to watch the full video and be engaged in that video as well, and also watch a few others. Those are the ones that really stick. The YouTube will probably deny all this, that once you got, but there'll be times I think there was one of your, I think it was Scratching Pete. I think it was. I've been subscribed to him for ages. Occasionally he would always put the videos up at a really bad time for me to watch, but I'll try and always get back there and watch them after.
Yes.
But one day I've realized I wasn't getting notifications from him, and I looked and I was unsubscribed. Now, did I unsubscribe to him when I was drunk or something? No, of course not. The subscription disappeared. So I think you have to be engaged in all this.
Yes.
But saying that, big channels have got millions of subscribers, and they're gaining every single day, but they must be losing the same amount because of, but then again, when you've got a big channel, maybe they do get a lot of people watching their stuff. So they won't lose that subscription because, that's why they're big, because their content is valuable. I would say at least watch a third of a video. If you don't like it, watch the next one. But yeah, but again, we are worried about our subscribers, and it is nice to have big numbers. But I know a channel that's got over 200,000 subscribers, and his recent videos have done no more than 7,000 views.
Yeah,
or very low views, 50,000 views. So it doesn't, just because you've got lots of subscribers doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the views.
Yes,
Keep your content relatable, keep it fun. And there's plenty of ideas out there for you to build videos on. But yeah, we always worry about. I did worry about subscribers. I know there's people that have jumped me now, but I look, but they're more invested and got more time than me. But they're still getting around 7,000 or 8,000 views per video. That seems to be a good number. But you've got to play the game well. Make sure the more people that watch longer parts of your video, the better. And that's why I think shorts is such a, when you watch a short on YouTube, what do? You watch it and you flick up, watch it, flick up, watch it, flick up. I have now put, because you can edit the videos to have a little, to put words on your video.
Yes. I
always use icons and put the word subscribe, please, and an arrow pointing to the bottom right, because that's where the subscribe button is on a short. But I don't gain that many subscribers, to be honest, from shorts. But it's more of a case of flicking. So if you've got that with a short, they're seeing something, they flick it up. Or, it's a 15-second short and they've watched it all, and then they flick up to the next video. Does that mean that that the algorithm then says, oh, they watch 15 seconds of that video? That means they're going to watch a 10-minute video from this guy? No, it doesn't equate to that at all. A lot of people just flick them, are just watching because they want something instant. They don't care about anything else. So yeah, that's one of the issues I found with shorts. It's so inconsistent. It's inconsistency, definitely.
It seems to be a different audience. I often describe to people that they have possibly 3 different audiences, because not everybody's going to like shorts. Not everybody likes live streams. In my opinion, videos drive a channel. And then you get some people who like some of each. And the shorts seem to be best on channels with a very heavy, laser sharp focused niche, where the shorts, like gaming channels, for instance, if somebody's got a Grand Theft Auto channel, they do Grand Theft Auto shorts. That might relate into somebody who will stick around. But again, it's just a guess. Best we can do is post as many videos as we can and see what comes back.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the things that we can't help but touch on in almost every question or conversation is the idea of views themselves. So, Moz, with your experience, now over 21,000 subscribers, what can you tell somebody starting their YouTube journey about how to get more views on their video shorts and streams?
So, views are one of the toughest eggs to crack. Because you've got the algorithm. Remember, there's millions of videos being uploaded every single year. And so the algorithm has to work its way through to put your video to the right people. Now, if you're a new YouTuber, don't be afraid to start sharing that video on Facebook, Twitter, or X, as it's now called, on Instagram. You want to get it out there because the algorithm probably won't even recognize you. Have a good thumbnail as well, so you get people to, oh, that's a good thumbnail, let's get in and get that really pushed in. So yeah, there's that as well. Keep the introduction short. So when you see my latest videos, I come in and I go, hi, it's Moz here. On the workbench today we've got this, and we're going to have a look inside the box. Up comes my introduction and the music kicks in, then the music fades down, then I go into what I'm doing. Right. So they haven't got a minute's worth of me showing, doing some sort of fancy intro, because it doesn't work. Need to keep them engaged. So a really quick introduction, just my logo comes up and spins around or whatever, then I get into it. And then hopefully the algorithm will then push, because somebody's watched like a third of it, so you got 33% retention on that one. You can then, move on. With views also, make sure make sure the title's good as well. Make it catchy. Use capital letters. Not all the time, but when you've got important words, make sure it's big capital letters. Okay. The second biggest search engine in the world is YouTube.
Yes.
So people they use YouTube to find the solution to their problem.
Yes.
So if you can make your videos into a solution, so when they type in something like how to stop my flowers dying quicker, that's the title. And then do a video about, if you're a florist, basically, how you may use a bit of salt and some water to brighten, or you cut the bottoms off them and, add fresh water. There's a solution there. That's what people are looking for. How good are Pirelli tires? Things like that. They want an answer to their question. That's why my live streams don't get so many views, because basically my live streams are just us chatting. There's not a solution there, and it's 2 hours long.
Right.
So yeah. So what you want to do is make a solution. And also, if you use chapters and people search for it on Google, how can I defrost the car quickly? And you've got chapters on, it will come up with the chapters on Google search.
Yes.
And your video will become top of the Google search rankings. So yeah, that's an important thing as well, is to get people in, into watching the video as well. But I always, people want an answer to their problems. They want a solution to a problem. And if you can start doing things like that, what's the best knife? Oh, you can't use the word knife, sorry. Don't use the word knife in your title, okay? I did a video series on how to use a model knife correctly, how to take the blade off, blade on, all the tips I've come about, like tucking your arm in tight to make sure you pull back, and you always use your finger to point wherever your finger points. That's I use a pen. Wherever your finger, I hold my knives like this, so wherever your finger points. So instead of cutting like this, you want to turn the paper and cut. And I did it all. Worst views ever.
Oh wow!
Because it has the word knife.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So it's difficult, but people watch the video, and I've had comments saying, I went looking into how to take a blade in and blade off, and I've had people comment, but I know that they've been bad. But just say, for instance, you're just trying to prove a solution, and I think with most of the videos that are on YouTube, you're sharing a problem and your solution, and those are the best videos. And those, and because you put the chapters in as well, you know how to put chapters in, in the description box, you put in 0.00 or 2.00, and then type in the chapter, then you do the next line, press return, and then put 0. And then at the time, so 1 minute, 23 seconds, you talk this, and make them all like, the question, and the solution. And then, so some people will jump that video, but they'll watch a solution, and you'll find that that's still retention to YouTube. That's why you see the graph drop, then up, down, up, because they're jumping to the chapters they want to listen to.
That's right.
So always put chapters in if you can as well, because they want they want the solution more than the actual problem. They know what the problem is. They just want the solution. Sometimes you have to put the problem in first to get the solution.
And you've been using chapters for a long time now, Moz?
Yeah, I jump in and jump out. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And there's an automatic chapter facility on there as well. So sometimes YouTube will chapter it for you. And to be fair, it does work. It's just sometimes it takes a while for the YouTube to add the chapters. Yes. But on certain videos, when I'm doing a long video, I will chapter them out. If it's a short unboxing, I don't really bother. But yeah, I flip in and flip out with that one. Also, if you're a new, always premiere. If you're a noob, always premiere your videos, because you've got the chat then on the side, and you can ask questions in the chat. It's all about engagement, keeping them in. If they're on a video watching you and they ask you a question, they're going to wait until you answer them. They're not going to ask a question and bugger off. They're going to sit there and wait.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So try and do that as well. And I always go, I don't comment straight away. So when a video goes live, people start chatting and say, hey, hi, Moz, and all this. I go, hi, reply back, hi. Then I ask a question saying, what do you think, lads? What do you think of this model kit? Then you get the people writing their comments down in the live chat. Then each time you at their name or respond to that. And then by the time you've got about 20 comments, it's going to take you the full length of the video to actually answer them all. So yeah, it's all about keeping them retained into watching your video. And if you premiere the videos, you do all right. I'm actually in the middle of it, because as I said, I've not done YouTube for a month. But last month, I was actually putting videos up without premieres. Okay. And they seem to take a lot longer to kick in.
Makes sense, yes.
Yeah. Than if you actually premiere them. YouTube tell me, or people I've heard on other videos saying, don't premiere them because it's false, because YouTube will see that spike and it disappears. But I've had videos where I've done a premiere, I've had nothing for a month, then all of a sudden, bang, it hit. So my cement video did that. My the difference between two types of cement and an airbrush cleaner. Okay. And I said they're the same product, and I proved it was the same product. And yeah, that's what happened. It went quiet. Then all of a sudden, it was one of my bigger videos, to be fair.
And that had a premiere. You're saying you did premiere that?
Yeah, I did premiere that one. Yeah. So it does take a while, but I would premiere, and also it gives those who do watch the first run of the video, they get the privilege of talking to you. Also, if you don't do a video, or premiere, sorry, just stay in the comments for an hour, let people comment and reply. Because I've noticed that it becomes like a ball rolling down a hill, and then you hit the next one, gets bigger and bigger and bigger. If people were actively seeing that you're responding to their comments, other people will then jump into the actual comments, not the live stream, the live chat, the comments box.
Yes.
They will start asking because they see you there actively responding to these questions.
Makes sense. That's a great tip. Yes, stay active on your video after it's published. Yeah. Then I would add to that and say whether or not you premiere it, although I'm a fan of premieres, especially with consistency. So in my own experience, I find that they work best when you're premiering regularly. If you're not going to premiere, maybe don't. If you're going to premiere, then consistently, almost exclusively. And I've found great success with those as well. So thank you for these tips.
Yeah. I was going to say one of them is timing as well. See, I normally put mine up about 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, UK time. But I have been doing some about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, just because of the Americans. So about 6 hours behind. Yeah. And I've had some good success with that as well, to be fair, And there are times when I've put videos out anytime and I get the regulars turn up because I've just put a video out. Even at lunchtime, I've put one up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon once. And lo and behold, people that watch me all the time, they jumped on, just said, hi, I'm at work at the moment, but just saying hi, leaving a like. That's what you want.
One of the other tools that YouTube's given us that can help with engagement is community posts.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about those?
They're gold dust, mate. They really are gold dust. Because you can now, if you've got channel membership, you can select how you want it to go out as well. You can have it as all, so it's open public, or you can have it just set for channel members. Whenever you put a video out, I always say video's going live at 5. Click watch later if you can. Always encourage them to do stuff for you in the best possible ways. Don't say, oi, just watch it. Don't do that. Say, please just click it to watch later or add it to your playlist. Always make, and also every so often you will notice that I will put old videos up on my community wall. So do you remember this video I did? What do you think? Because I did the Ferret Scout from Airfix.
Okay.
And I reviewed it. And then I built it. And then a couple of months later, I put up saying, did you get, it's been 2 months on, have you built this yourself? Let me know in the comments below how you got on with it. And that helps as well. It's all about videos die, but you can revive them. Changing their thumbnail, changing the title, put it on Twitter. See, I've got 20,000 Twitter followers. Wow. Over the years, because originally it wasn't. It was just I was doing a lot of magic at the time. I was it was like a magic sort of Twitter. Okay. So I then shifted it towards MOS models. Yeah. And I've used that to promote stuff and using hashtags and everything else. Hashtags are quite good as well. Put 3 hashtags in your video. All you got to do in the description, hashtag something. So I'll put hashtag Airfix, hashtag model, hashtag review. That helps as well. But I don't think YouTube have gotten hold of hashtags that they should. They should be using hashtags more. But it's something that they're going to have to work on.
Yes.
But use community posts. Do not forget that is another wall. That's on your wall. So, always use your wall as much as you can. Just even if it's just a picture of a model. I talk about scale modeling. Whenever I say scale model, change that for your hobby or passion or your topic or what you're going to do a video about. Of course, yeah. So with scale modeling, if I'm doing, I've got a new airbrush today, take a picture, engage, because that does end up on their feeds. It really does, even on mobile. So, yeah.
These are great tips. Sharing on the community tab is actually the number one thing that I'm thanked for on YouTube. So very, very powerful.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So another question that is going to come up repeatedly in any interview or conversation about YouTube, I'm sure, is how to get more of those thumbs up. And what can you tell us about how to get more engagement specifically with the thumbs up?
Ask.
Okay.
In videos, I'm going to trial this next couple of weeks because I've been looking into this quite a lot. When do I click like? When do I actually click like? Normally, somebody will put in the live chat, if I'm doing a live video, we've got 20 people watching, only 5 have likes. And all of a sudden you get like a spike. So it works. It generally works.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just say if you like, I say it in all my videos, but I get a bit piffy about it. Because I'm thinking of asking them to, like, if you like the video, click like. Maybe I need to look at it somewhere else in the other video, saying something that, say for instance, I've got a scale model and I'm going to open the box using a knife. I'll probably say, so I'm going to try this. I'll send you the video when I've done it. Right, we're going to get this box. I'm going to open. Do you open your box like this? If you do, just click us a like so I know that you're not, that you do the same as what I do.
Interesting.
So gives it a focal point that somebody will say, oh yeah, actually I do that as well. Like, that's a, say I'm at a museum and say, hey, if you've been to this museum before or you're thinking of going, will you give us a like and let me know? I can see then if you like the idea of, So I'm just trying to find ways of using another way of just, you're not begging, all right?
Yeah.
But you are. You're begging. Do you know what I mean? You're like, it's like, you're not trying to beg, but you are. You're trying to find reasons for them to engage in your content.
Yeah, everything helps.
Yeah. It's like the idea of keeping watch time by asking a question at the beginning of the video and then giving them the answer at the end. I'm going to show you one of the greatest bits of engineering I've ever seen at the end of this video. So keep watching. So that works as well. So you've got to find ways of psychologically giving them a reason to stay.
Yes.
And that includes likes, comments. Do you do this as well? Leave me a comment down below. And it's got to be flippant, so it doesn't sound like you're begging. It's difficult,
right. But
yeah, likes, subscribes, comments. You've got to get them personally involved, and the way to do that is just to ask. And so you're begging, but you're not. So you got to look at it from that point of view. Really, you're begging.
Well,
but
you gave us a couple of playful ways to do it that I think sound fun.
Yeah, definitely make it fun, not a chore. But also remember that if they don't take the mic either. Just be playful with it. And I still think, if it comes to it, when it comes to it, I think retention of the video is number one. Okay. Watch the time that the video is being watched. That's number one. Number 2 is comments. Number 3 is likes. Number 4 is watching the next video.
Okay.
Keeping them on you, because I think YouTube like it when you can keep them onto your video. So at the end of a video, have the boxes up, giving them an option. Say, if you like this video, why don't you watch this one here? And I always do that because I like to let YouTube decide the next video from your channel.
Right. Okay.
Because I think YouTube know more about that person than you.
For sure.
So say, for instance, I put a video saying, if you like this video, why don't you watch my video of this tank? Well, they might not be interested in tanks.
That's right.
But if YouTube knows that they've watched other videos of scale model planes, they will give them a video about a scale model plane from your channel.
Right.
Do you see what I mean? So, yeah, that's how I see that one.
And you use end screens for those, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, end screens. I have one for a playlist and one for, and I say if you want to see a video, if you want to see another one, click here. If you want to see a playlist of other scale model builds that I've done, click here. Or if you want to see videos of our live streams, click here. Yeah. So, there's given them the option, basically, of retaining them to your channel. One of the things I hate about YouTube is at the end of the video, it will pop up with this big grid of videos.
Yes, yeah.
Why can't it be my videos? Not another channel. Don't bugger off. I've worked hard to get that person to my video. Why should I then promote somebody else's?
There you go, yes.
And they'll say, yeah, but we promote yours on theirs too. No, I want the option of having that big grid of all of my videos. You know what I mean? It's a bit like that, yeah. Say Mo. But yeah, it's I try to before that grid comes up, I try to make sure I've already nabbed them with I think you can have up to 4.
Yes.
So you want the MOS models logo in the middle, and then have 4 videos that I could have done. And I wish they weren't just the thumbnails. I wish they were playing. I would love that if they were.
Like, it would be nice. Yeah, rollovers.
Auto play on all 4, so you catch them with something, and you can choose what part of the video you want them to see. Like you stabbing yourself with a knife by mistake or something. That normally gets good views. So that's something I would like. But YouTube has developed so much stuff in the last 2 years. They've heavily invested in it. You've got, I don't see why people the only reason to use Patreon is that the fees are cheaper. There's nothing more than a kick in the teeth when somebody donates you $10, knowing that you're only going to get $6 or $7.
There you go. Yes, yeah. It could be a source of frustration for sure. So let me just ask you to continue with that, because the next question I would have asked is about monetization. 99% of our audience in the Tuber Chat channel will have monetization on their minds. So what can you tell us that you found success with in your YouTube journey that can help somebody just starting out?
Right. I've got channel members who I need to really work hard with, and I've not, because there's been things going on. I need to do more with my channel members. Listen, there's nothing, the monetization of YouTube is skewed. Okay, it's skewed towards YouTube take a fairly hefty chunk of change.
Yes,
but also there's no other platform that I know of, video-wise, where cost of entry is free. They host your videos free of charge.
That's right.
VMO, all the others charge money, don't they, for you to have their videos? Facebook doesn't. I get that, but Facebook, there's not much advertising revenue on Facebook anyway. So YouTube deserve their cut. I just feel that when somebody's donating to you directly, they take too much money. It should be 8. I would have said 80-20 would have been fair.
It's a popular way of looking at it, though, yes.
But also, YouTube aren't fair with advertising either. The biggest selling, so my niche is scale modeling. There's not a lot of videos they can put with a scale modeling channel. I normally end up with the cheap ones of scams and Amazon FBA and the latest one because I've got premium, so I don't see a lot around, but I have got a second YouTube channel that I use for testing on.
Right.
The other day I had an advert the other day on how to stop playing with yourself. What I mean? I thought, what's this video about? And that's on my channel. Big buck is makeup. I've got a friend who does makeup tutorials, and she can get sometimes $10 per 1,000 views.
Yeah,
one time she got $25 per 1,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lucky to make $3, $4. But it's the same with Google search. You know, if you've got a website and you want to have Google ads, if you talk about car insurance, you get good money for that. You're advertising about car insurance. I've often thought about how I could do car insurance in a video, because they want that advertised. They want to put if your videos about car insurance advertisers are going to want to put their video on there. They're going to want to, you know, makeup's another one. But with scale modeling, it's very difficult. You know, they're not going to pay a lot to have, you know. So I'm more reliant now on affiliate links,
right,
to sell product. Not my merch store. I can sell a lot on my merch store anyway. But that's why my merch store has things like I've got a T-shirt about a bear cat, which is a plane, American plane.
okay.
The reason I put that in there was because I got more sales from that. Not because it's about scale modeling; it's about the plane itself. The scale modelers who want a T-shirt like that will buy it.
Yes.
But I got a lot of sales from people that don't necessarily do scale modeling. It's because they like the bear cat. They wanted a bear cat T-shirt.
Interesting.
So yeah. So at Christmas time, I got a few sales for that. Yeah. So, but basically, it's a privilege to be on YouTube. You've got to accept it, and that is what it's all about. That YouTube have given you a free platform. Cost of entry is free.
Yes.
You've just got to work at a little bit harder to get your. Is it 500 subs now? It was 1,000.
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
it?
right.
Yeah, 1,000 subs, and that 4,000 hours watch time. And the more you do, the more you focused on that, and the more videos you can do on your subject. And I've got a template that I'll talk about later on what video I'm going to do next. I've got a template of questions I can ask myself. I've got this I've got this brown tape. and for instance, and I think, what can I make this brown tape interesting about? And I've got a template that I use on asking myself a question about this, and I'll pick which one to do with it, basically. So yeah, that's how I do it.
That's great. Yeah. Can I get you to elaborate on the affiliate links? Because you've done those a couple of times. Yeah.
So affiliate links are basically where a company, for instance, I've got an affiliate link for, there's not this one. Let me have a look. Where have I done this one? So there's a company called Gallery, and they do airbrushes.
Okay.
Now, to be fair, for a beginner or somebody amateur, this is the perfect airbrush. Whereas I use, this is an Infinity airbrush. This one's £250.
Okay.
You can pick these up for about $25.
Yes.
But the company sent me this to review, which I have done. I haven't done a proper review because they're all over. But I've used it on a model and I've shown pictures on Instagram. But I've got an affiliate link. So every time I sell one of these, I get a percentage. I think it's about 5%, 6%. So if I sell $100 worth of this, I'll probably end up with about $12, $15, because there's all, you know, the different, you know, I think it's either 6 or 10% or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So you imagine if I could sell 100 of these for £10,000, I would get £1,000.
Right.
Very unlikely. But you see, that's where the little gains. So if you've got an affiliate link with this, they don't just make this airbrush, they do expensive airbrushes as well. They, you know, and they do expensive things. So if I get them onto their website and they end up buying a spray booth like this one here, which this is one I've made myself. Okay. But a spray booth, they're like $300. I could end up getting $30 of that money.
Yeah.
So there's a little gain. So if you've got lots of affiliate links, and it's always if you get really big, you will end up getting email after email from people asking you to what's it called? Where is it?
Product reviews and things like that.
So BenQ got in contact with me to review their camera. I've had a problem with it because I can't get it to run on my Mac. Right, so I've got a problem with it. It's my fault. It's not updated, but I'm trying to get a workaround on it. So I haven't done the review yet. But because I've got an Amazon account, an affiliate account for Amazon, I will use my Amazon affiliate link for this camera.
Yes.
And if somebody likes my review and then buys it, I get a percentage of that sale.
Right.
So that's the idea of affiliate links. But do not expect them to come to you. Ask. If your channel's at 2,000 subscribers and you're doing good content, why don't you ask if you're in a particular niche, say you're into car mechanics, ask these companies and say, have you got any tools I can review on my channel and I can link back to you, and then ask for an affiliate link. That's the way to do it.
Right.
But I asked originally, and I got 2 or 3 people come and ask for me. But as soon as I started getting the views, they come to me now.
Yes.
But don't get me wrong, when you get an email saying, will you review this product, make sure it can be used in your niche.
Right.
I get lots of spammy ones from people saying Alibaba and whatnot, and we want you to. We've got the. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, we've got this door camera, a door camera, and we want you to review it. And I'm like, well, how can? And that's got to do with scale modeling.
Yeah.
And then I found out it was a bit scammy, like, So there is a minefield, definitely is a big minefield for that. But always ask. If scale models, I've said to a Tallery, send us the model kit and I'll review it, and they have done.
Yeah.
And I get the model kit, and then if I wanted to, I can sell it on if I don't build it.
Of course,
So yeah. But these things, you get this stuff, and you can sell it on if you don't want to use it. That's how I've done it. So,
that's a great tip as well. Yes.
Yeah. Sell the products on. Do your review, and then if you want, I use Vinted, and then sell that product on after if you don't want to keep it. And they don't mind, as long as they get their video out and they get people. What businesses want is their brand in your video.
Yes.
Don't slag them off. Be honest with your reviews. Obviously, be honest and say, look, I've had a bit of problem here, but yeah. Was it something I would buy personally? If I had a use for it, I would. But if you want it, if you feel it's going to fit into your life, here's an affiliate link for it. Here's a link below. And also then click on promoted on the video as well, so that you don't go foul of what eBay. So always make sure you click that this is a paid advertisement.
Yes,
promotion,
absolutely. Yeah.
Because you don't want to fall foul of YouTube. We don't say eBay because I've seen a lot of content creators with eBay now. I think they've cottoned on that content creators, they could be sponsored by eBay. And also know your worth. I had a video the other day for somebody, and they said, how much does it cost? I said it was £300 to do a video for you, and they paid it straight away like that. Yeah.
Wow.
So, but you've got to be, I say this is 21,000 subscribers. I was getting affiliate links when I had 7,000 subscribers.
Yes. Anybody can start.
Yeah, exactly. So
places like Amazon,
yeah, that's it. And also remember, if you haven't got affiliated people, once you've got a YouTube channel, go onto Amazon and look up their partnership program, and you'll notice there's Amazon links in my channel. And I need to update them, to be honest, because a lot of them don't even exist anymore. But something I haven't done for a long time. But yeah, if you do that as well, that will really be good as well.
I'll add a quick tip, just because you're mentioning older products. If anybody's already an affiliate with Amazon or another program like that, what I found success with is making a search link. That way, if 2-3 years down the road that product goes awry, the link will still work and give search results to something similar or updated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do know that. Like, this top box here, they don't sell this top box anymore.
No.
And if you click on the link for that top box, it takes you to other toolboxes. So,
excellent.
This isn't available anymore, but look here, there's other ones that you can find. So, yeah, most definitely.
You touched on the idea of social media networks outside of YouTube because you've amassed quite a following on Twitter, or now what we call X. So what success have you had on any of the outside social networks? You mentioned Twitter, you mentioned Discord. I'm curious if there's any more you can tell us about those, or if you found success getting engagement for your YouTube channel or videos on other networks outside of what we've talked about.
Right. So the beauty with shorts is that the format's exactly the same, isn't it? You've got that vertical look. So if I do a short, I won't edit them in any of the apps.
Okay.
I make mine on my iMovie by going to app preview, and I make the vertical film, and I do it from there.
Yes.
From that point then, I then download it with all the bump I need on there. And then I then share it to the platforms that have this short sort of format.
Right.
So it will go on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Discord.
Right.
So that one video is going across the whole shebang.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully that will then get, in my bio and everything, it gets linked back to YouTube.
Of course.
That's the worst thing about it all, is that, you doing this content, and there's shorts is poverty. Shorts is poverty.
Mm-hmm.
No one seems to be able to make money off shorts. I lied. There are people who have had like 2 billion views and ended up with £30,000. But I can assure you, if you had 2 billion views on YouTube as a long form video, that's £2 million. Do you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't work. I know shorts are really easy to make as well. There's a bump, you're up.
They can be, yes.
But then you got the Snapchat as well, haven't you, and things like that. It's very difficult. But yeah, I also do a Substack as well, which is my weekly article, which I've not written for a month as well, because I've had a month off after Christmas. I was really low, and I've had things happen in my life, but so I've had a month off, so I've not done. But things like this, I do a Substack where I do like a humorous talk about scale modeling once a week. I grab onto a subject, like something's happened to me this week, and I then relate it to scale modeling.
Right,
people like that. You can't just rely on YouTube to brand you. You've got to set it all up. So have a YouTube, have a Facebook page, create a Facebook group, have a Discord group, and that's where you're, making a video. You think that making a video is hard, trying to keep on top of everything. My Scale Model Club Facebook page has got about 15,000 followers now.
Okay.
But I didn't brand that as MOS6510 Models. I called it Scale Model Club. That's what I called it. So, but I also allow other YouTubers to promote their product on, or their channels on that group. And all of so there you go. You've got that amass again of another, I've got 21, let's work it out, 21,000 subscribers, 15,000 Facebook group members.
Yep.
7,000 Facebook page followers. My Discord's got about 200 people on it, and I've got 20,000 X followers or Twitter followers.
Yeah,
that's 100,000 times my content could be seen.
Right, it's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah. So always use every tool and resource you can to get your brand out there. And I say this, don't look at it as a channel, look at it as a brand. Brands want to work with brands. Absolutely. Fellow YouTubers want to work with brands. Look at yourself as a brand. Remember, you're a business, so there'll come a point where you have to go down declaring what monies you get. Now fortunately most of my money goes back into the channel.
Right,
I do that on purpose. But but then again, I look at the cameras that I've got. Look at the paints. Look at the kits. I've invested wisely. I've got a brand new iPhone, all because of what I've made money wise on YouTube. So it doesn't cost me much, but there will be a point where I like to think it would bring me in an income as well.
I think you're got to be knocking on the door, if not already there.
Yeah, you got to be. It may not be a lot, but it's it's a difference between when you do, because remember, I've got a full-time job as well, so I look at it as a way of bettering what I've got, and it may be material. I get that it is materialistic, but if you invest in the best, your quality of your videos get better. I use a blue. What's the company again? I've got one of these Yeti Blue. I've got 2 different webcams. I've got the top of the range iPhone. I've got a Mac that needs to be replaced this year. I've got all the paints I need. I've got models everywhere. I've got books. I've got tools, 3D printers, laser printers, which by the way I got given to do reviews on.
Oh wow!
So definitely. Look at it as a way of bettering yourself, but bettering what you're putting out there. So invest your money, and there will be a time where you will make money from it, and but remember that you've got to get to that place first, and it isn't easy. I've had some lucky breaks. Also, don't forget the people who've got you there. Like, this is why I'm very open with coming on with Tuber Chat, because I remember I only had, I think, about 2,000, 3,000 subscribers at the time.
Probably.
And I got involved in that group, and there's other groups as well. What if you cast your bread across the waters, it will come back. So always, and there's always somebody that I've engaged in on YouTube, totally different hobby, pastime.
Okay.
But we're linked by the ways. But they will know somebody that's scale modeling, and they will mention me to them.
Right.
So there's always that as well. You've got to look at it as when you're building your channel, always try to give back what you've taken out of it. So that's why if I'm home night, in a weekend, and Tuber Chat, because I've got it notified, if he comes on, I will pop in, give him a super chat, and I make sure I get on that bloody wheel of crap where it is.
There you go.
And so that I've put back in, because remember, I was there as well. I was lowly. If you remember rightly, that one day when I cracked that I think it was 20,000 subscribers, or was it 10,000 subscribers? Because you went up to 5,000, wasn't it? And I said to you, because I'm on 10,000, am I not allowed to be on your channel anymore?
That's right.
You had to change it, didn't you?
I had to change the intro. If somebody was to go back to the first episodes of Tuber Chat, you would hear me say something along the lines of up to 10,000 subscribers. But when MOS6510 Models crossed the 10,000, I had to change the intro for the whole channel so that I could say, and beyond 10,000 subscribers. And now we're here, and you've doubled that number. You're still growing now. So
it's very slow growth, because as I said, I've taken a month. I wanted to see what a month would do to my channel.
Yeah.
And I was getting 300 to 400 views an hour down to 160 views an hour.
Right.
If I look now, I'm getting 30 views an hour. So but I've done this on purpose. I wanted a break.
Yes.
I just wanted to step back, and now it's back in, and I'm going to start doing it all again now. So
yeah, there's nothing wrong with the break when it's needed. What I have found is when we can get to a place of consistency, taking a week off, it seems to take about a month to get the momentum back, but it does come back.
Yeah, it does come back, but I needed the break. I really did. And I think YouTube have cottoned on to this as well. You've seen a lot of burnout recently on YouTube.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah, it is a burnout. Yeah, there's definitely that. But we strive to be better, and that's what it can be.
Yeah,
definitely
improving over time.
Improvement is and also it's good, it's edifying for yourself. It really does boost you up when you get a video that gets 10,000 views. It really does. It's great. But there's also the work and the time you put into it, so it's rewarding in that respect as well.
For sure. So again, we're sitting with MOS6510 Models, who's been a friend of over 3.5 years. And over this time, you've unlocked quite a few different things on your YouTube channel. One of those is the ability to provide merchandise, which you have. You touched on it a little bit, talking about t-shirts, but you've got a few other things there. So what can you tell somebody who's looking forward to the idea of adding merchandise into their YouTube journey, or for somebody who's just starting out with merchandise, about how to maximize the effectiveness of the work they're going to put into that?
I fell into the merch side because YouTube allowed me to link to, I think it's Spring or Teespring or something. Yep. So I didn't know what to do, so I just grabbed some random images and put them on on t-shirts. The problem is that merch is really, really difficult.
Okay.
Because you're working with t-shirts, mouse mats. Who uses a mouse mat anymore? Okay. T-shirts, cups. You've got to think of something outside the box. That's why I have the canvas prints.
Right.
So I got a guy on Fiverr. I think it was about $55 or 55. Well, it would be about £35, I think it was.
Okay.
To create a t-shirt for me, and I haven't sold one.
Right.
Because basically it was about scale modeling. And I thought, I need to think a bit differently here. My favorite plane is the Bearcat. Why don't I create a t-shirt with information about the Bearcat and make it really graphical?
Okay.
So I got the guy to come back and I said, if I send you a load of imagery and information, could you make me this Bearcat t-shirt? Because even though it's not necessarily about, because scale modelers will build a Bearcat. I've built lots of Bearcats because it's my favorite plane, like Spitfires. I thought if I got a t-shirt about the Bearcat, there'll probably be people that aren't into scale modeling but love the Bearcat plane who would buy that t-shirt. So my merch then, so I made the canvas print and the t-shirt about the Bearcat, not necessarily about scale modeling, about the subject matter.
Yes.
That's where I think you need to get in. You can have a t-shirt with MOS6510 Models logo on. You doubt you sell it unless they really are hardcore and they love you lots and lots. I thought once really to do limited edition t-shirt of my logo.
Okay.
Right? I need to buy a new such and such. Buy this t-shirt.
Yeah.
Right. Then I realised that nobody would want to spend more than £20 on a t-shirt. Okay. But the problem is that from that £20, I'm only going to get a £5. So if I put it down to like $15.99, I'm only going to get £1. I'm going to sell a lot of t-shirts. Because merchandise, because you're getting self-fulfilled by this other company, they take a lot. So you've got to do something really special. So that's what I've been doing. I've got 3 or 4 ideas. I've got a Spitfire one, a Hurricane one, a Bearcat, a Mustang. To create these t-shirts to put and sell them. That's the idea. I give him all the imagery and then he creates a t-shirt for me and then I put it on there as a canvas print or as a t-shirt. Right. And I've sold 20 of the Bearcat ones. Wow. But they're at premium price. But I did choose the quality t-shirt as well. Right. The quality material. So yeah, do your research on it. Whatever subject you're in, look at it from that way. I want to do a Challenger tank one as well with information on. Right. That's right. And basically, and so it's not about scale modeling. It's about the subjects that we scale model, that we build. Then you can hit both barrels. Then you got somebody who likes a Bearcat or want a Bearcat t-shirt. There it is. You'll have somebody who would like a tank. Oh, that's the information. It's got all the information on it. I'll buy that one. So that's where I'm looking for that, really. I'm going to try and aim for that. But when you're using merchandise specialists, they do take a fair hefty chunk out of the profit. So,
the print on demand, yes.
Yeah. And sometimes I think Teespring's pretty good, actually. Some of the stuff I've got has been quite good.
Oh, that's good.
Some of the others have been not very good. So, but yeah, it's definitely worth looking at.
One of the questions that I like to ask in interviews of this style is talking about going outside of your niche and adding in content that doesn't typically fall in line with the rest of the channel. What experience have you had in that area?
Right. So I first started off by doing documentaries. That was, I love documentaries. I would write this huge script and then I would talk it through, edit it down, and then take images and part video, because you can do it in theory. Because you're it's not stealing content. I don't believe it is. I think you're repurposing other content. Normally I try to find military stuff, but anyway, so I do documentaries about like the history of the BSA motorcycle. That's done 265,000 views.
Wow.
Since I last published it. That was 4 years. So so yeah, I was publishing these videos, and then it was just like, that's the start of it, really, was I was just doing these little quirky videos of documentaries. I wrote the script down. And the best thing was I made a few mistakes in the videos. It's something I would try as well. Make a few mistakes. Because the comments went, I had 559 comments on this one video.
Wow.
I mentioned something wrong. Actually, I read it wrong. I didn't mention it wrong. I read it wrong, but people picked up on it, and they made it. And they made look. Some of them were quite nasty actually about it. But anyway, but yeah, it. So I got documentary of motorbikes, and there's a couple of plane documentaries as well. But the one that I really regret publishing, but I didn't take it down, was, have you ever heard of the Mandela effect?
I'm not sure.
It's basically where you remember something and it's changed. And one of the things of the Mandela effect that people remember is a Disney logo which involved Tinkerbell. And people said that there was never a video of an intro of Tinkerbell doing a Disney. Okay. Well, there was, because I had a video with the intro of Tinkerbell dashing the top. And it's all, if you look at Mandela effect and look up Tinkerbell, so for your notes, everyone, the people say that minds have been changed, that there really was this intro. We remember as a kid, and then the time, like the Mandela effect means that something changed in time. Yeah. And then everything's different. Like some people, the word Mandela effect basically meant that people didn't know that Nelson Mandela had been released from prison. They all still thought he was still in prison. It's weird sort of stuff. Anyway, so I put this video up, 4 years ago now, and it's had 500,000 views. Wow. And if you want to know about, I'll give you some analytics, all right? Okay, it's only a 25-second clip. It's had 500,000 views. I've made £78. Wow. Because the revenue's there. But yeah, that's my biggest video that's on my channel, and I just don't want to take it down. I understand. Most of my content now is solely, but I think it's good to keep the old stuff up there. It can be, yeah. It's good to keep the old stuff up there because it's your journey in YouTube. So keep it up there. But yeah, I do plastic scale modeling. If I do model cars that are like die cast, I get very little views. I've got a friend who does scale modeling, but he does like his trains. And when he's done a few train videos, they've got more views. Right. But he's reluctant to do trains because he's a scale modeler. You've got to be precise on your niche. Okay. You can't, it's like you'll do YouTuber chat. There's no point in you doing videos on your favorite coffee. Yes. Because people don't come to your channel to talk to you about coffee. They want to talk to you about YouTube. People, like, for me, scale modeling is quite a big thing. Scale modeling can be building a plane, or you can talk about scale modeling in Star Wars. You know, the Millennium Falcon, you can grab a Millennium Falcon and pick bits off that model that came from other models.
Oh, wow.
From tanks, Greeblies. You know, you look at Adam Savage's video about model making, they would buy old Revell kits and Airfix kits and Lindbergh kits, and it's called kit bashing, and you would take bits from these other kits to build on your kit to give it extra texture, extra features. So, but I've noticed if I talk about Airfix, I get lots of views. If I talk about Revell, I get less views.
Okay.
So my niche is very, very small, but I can elaborate and move out if I want to. Yeah. So that's a good thing. But I wouldn't start doing how I make my cheese toasty. Yeah, that's the other thing. I thought for a bit of a joke, I would do what do I eat as a scale modeler? It wouldn't work, would it? It wouldn't work. They see me there making my favorite cheese, ham, and chutney toasty. It's not going to work, is it? No, they want to see what I'm building. So stick to your niche is my example. But then again, these other videos, they do get viewed quite often still, even though, and people say to me, "Oh, you should take them down because it's a detriment to your channel." But you know, I think people know that it's a scale modeling channel, and that one video there is just basically that. Think about Disney one is just something that's just out there. But I kind of regret I didn't put that on a different channel,
right?
And I should have made the video at least 7 minutes long. Then I would have got bigger advertising revenue. Because
hindsight is 2020. Yeah,
I think on monetization. Hang on. Where's the analytics again? On the revenue, I'm getting 16 pence per 1,000 views.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's shockingly bad. So, yeah, stick to your niche. Try, I understand, say, if you are about to go off and do, so you're doing a vlog about, you say you're a florist again, but you're going to the local shop to buy some materials. That's good. Mm-hmm. Things like that. Okay. As I said, I've got a set template of, I see a product and I decide how I'm going to film that video on that product. So, and that's, and I try and keep it within scale modeling as I can, whether it's knives or whether it's glue, cement, paint, masking tape, the model kit themselves, airbrushing. Mm-hmm. I keep it in that niche. And when I do go outside the box with other scale models like die-cast, scale modeling, D'Agostini or Fan Zone, where you build the kits up, they come every week. They don't do so well for me. But there are channels that do it. But I think the reason is that they're so expensive, those sorts of model kits, that there's not a lot of appeal to them. So when I'm doing the Mustang at the moment, you'll be paying £25 per issue. Mm-hmm. So you can imagine over the issue, or £25 per box of issues. So by the time you get to it, you probably spent £800 on that kit, and that kind of puts people off. Mm-hmm. So, but when you're buying a kit for £20 and you're seeing somebody build it and paint it and spray it and everything, there's more of an appeal to it. But there's nothing stopping you trying to. You may start your channel like, say, Tuber Chat, and you decide, mate, I'm not doing this no more. you could over time gradually talk about YouTube in a different way and move your channel and get those people. You will lose subscribers, obviously, because you won't be doing what you're doing now, but you would kind of move over and bring them with you to another part of a journey that may involve your music taste and stuff like that. So I always find that, and I've spoke to a lot of YouTubers, what they've started with in their niche at the beginning, they've changed. It's like having a career change. You change career. And as long as you're not too heavily invested in the beginning, you can trial and error things. And you will find that there's something that works and that you'll keep on doing that one thing. My thing is vintage classic unboxings for FX. People
Okay.
like me to unbox vintage classics or very old kits. That's my niche, and catalogs as well. People like seeing my vintage catalog collection, so I film
Okay.
them. So yeah, keep trial and error, and at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, so what? That
Yeah.
video is still up there, and you know, it's part of your journey. So yeah, it's good. Keep doing what you're doing. That's all I
I
can suggest.
appreciate you being so candid. There's a lot of different opinion when it comes to the idea of niche or adding
Yeah.
variety and things like that. But we have to trial and error to see what works for us.
It's like I don't do vlogs. Maybe I should start doing vlogs. But then that will mean that my personal life will be too much into YouTube. You know, would anybody want to see me as a DJ, you know, doing karaoke nights on my channel? It wouldn't.
I would.
I'll set up a second one.
So, what other outside of YouTube? Then you mentioned the idea of DJing karaoke. What other kind of things can we know that interest you?
My weekend job is I'm a DJ, and I do discos and karaoke's and weddings and stuff like that. That's what I do for weekends. And I buy and trade online. So I'm a bit of an antiques dealer. I buy and sell antique, vintage, and retro items.
Yes.
To sell. So yeah, that's what I do. I clean them up. And that's really my real main job. That's my 9 to 5, really.
Oh.
And then at weekends I do my discos, and then any other time I'm doing YouTube. So I listen to an entrepreneur, and you would know that an entrepreneur wouldn't have one income stream. They would always have you grow your income stream. So
multiple,
yeah. So that's the idea, is to, and I don't work for anyone. I work for myself now.
Right. Yes.
So I'm not answerable to anyone. And that's what I really wanted in life. And so, like, now it's a Monday. I know it's bank holiday, but if I wanted to go for a coffee, I could just put my stuff down and go up to Costa and get myself a coffee.
Yes.
If I want to go for a drink with a friend, I say, what time you go? I'm leaving work at 4. He will say, I'll see you at 4 o'clock then. You know, I haven't got to worry about anybody else. I've got responsibilities for this house and everything, but yeah, that's how I look at life at the moment. Is I generally, not being brave or anything, I do what I want when I want, and that's
great.
The freedom I've got. And to be honest with you, YouTube have helped me with that as well.
That's good.
Also, the other thing about YouTube, I'll quickly mention this. I never sweat the small stuff about YouTube. Okay. Scale modeling is my yoga. It's my spiritual home. This is my temple.
Yes.
Okay. When I was working for a company, I used to come home stressed. I would leave work at the door, and I would go to my bench and I would build a model. That's powerful. My hobby is my treatment for my mental health. You know, I'm a very angsty kind of guy. I get very anxious. I always think too much into things. You know, if somebody hasn't spoken to me for 2 or 3 days, I'll be wondering if I've done something wrong, if I said something wrong, you know. I'm that way, you know. But when I'm on that bench, or I'm talking to people about scale modeling, and even so much as like today, you know, talking to you about YouTube, one of my favorite hobbies. YouTube is a hobby itself. YouTube is a hobby itself. That's my exit of the world, my exit game of the world. Even though it brings in money, and even though the comments can be quite nasty, you've got to suck out the honey. There's a saying that we have, beekeepers, you've got to suck out the honey to spit out the wax. And you know, so you imagine, you know, you've got the hive there and it's got wax, but you want the good stuff, you want the honey. And you could, if you bite a honeycomb, you would say you suck out that honey and then you spit out the wax. That's that saying. And with all this, there are bad parts of YouTube. Sometimes you're there and you get so disillusioned because a video you spent the last 2 days filming, editing, getting it ready, getting it together, and it's only done 100 views. That's quite demoralizing. But so what? it's a journey, and all you can do is make your next video better. And I promise you, once you start on this journey, you'll never make a crap video. You make average videos all the time, and some occasion you'll do a good one. Even Casey Neistat says that video about when he lost his drone, that was his best ever video. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end. That was his best ever video, and the rest of them are above average. That's what you want to aim for, is above average.
Yes.
And but that's it. This here is my area. This room is my exit of the world.
Interesting.
And that's good, and that's a good thing to have.
Absolutely.
And if you don't enjoy doing YouTube, don't do it. It's not for you.
Hopefully we can find enjoyment in it. Yes.
Yeah, but if you don't enjoy doing it, don't do it. It's not for you. Be blunt and be honest about it, and that way, you'll come good. I promise you'll come good.
Yeah. So during our conversation, Maz, you mentioned the idea of a template that you use to prompt ideas for your videos, if I understand that right. Can you let us know what that's about? So
I went looking for ideas on channel, because there's so many ways. I've got this pint glass here. There are so many ways you can film this pint glass. This is an example. So I made a template, and I kind of think, how am I going to promote or do this video? So, for instance, say for a pint glass, I could do a first thoughts video. I could do a first time experience of using this pint glass. I could do a challenge video on how many pint glasses of this one I could get. I'm talking. I'm being open here. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A simple basic tutorial of this pint glass, how to use a pint glass. I'm not using a pint glass here, but I'm just saying you can do the same as tutorial on how to use tape. So I've got a series of 50 tips.
Oh,
they're
wow.
not all, of ideas. A how-to series on tape or pint glasses. I'm just trying to, I'll use model kits.
Anything at all, yeah.
Anything, no. An unboxing video. I could have a question, so I could do a video of this, and then the follow-up video could be a question and answer video about this kit from the comments. It's 50 tips. You can do a vlog, frequently asked question video. I could do a product comparison, this kit against another kit.
Yeah.
So there's a 50, a DIY, do it yourself video. There's you can do a promotion video on a product that you're using. Do a news video on things that have happened in scale modeling in the last. So there's like these 50 tips. Yes. Or 5 mistakes I made when I first started scale modeling, and I could use this kit as an example. This is what I did wrong, and use. So you can pick up something, and there'd be 50 ideas. And try and build on that, a testimony video of this kit. Once you've built it, do a video about it, and things like that. So this is, and I did it as a PDF for somebody, to help. But I'm willing to share it with you, and then you can share it with the viewers as my gift.
Oh, that's wonderful.
To me for the next hour.
That's a very generous thought. So thank you for that.
This is and I don't know where I got it from, this list, but I've added to it and taken stuff out of it really to make it mine, like a life hack video, or if you use the word life hack, you can say a scale modeling hack video, or do interviews. I do interviews with Airfix quite regular. You've seen my live streams. We do interviews with people, don't we? Do a routine video. What's your routine when you start a model kit? What do you do when you start building a model kit? Well, firstly, I'll look at the bloody instructions. Then I'll look at the kit itself and make sure that all the parts are correct. And you may only use one tip from this video just once in your whole channel, but you've done it. But it doesn't mean that, say you do a video on how to make money in scale modeling, 5 years down the line, you may get another model kit and do that video again, but base it on this one and say, look, I'm going to build this kit and I'm going to sell it. So even though it looks like, you only use that once, but you can then also look at it from a different angle as well.
Yes.
So the idea is to make sure that these tips, and it gives you, so you wake up in the morning and think, what am I going to do? Let's do a story time video. Let's talk about how I got this kit today.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's the idea of it. So there's a lot on here, like, you know, for instance, do an unboxing video. Well, I use that one quite a lot. But sometimes I'll think, you know, maybe I should do a video on the questions I was asked about this kit, you know, things like that. So, yeah, it's very much that sort of thing. Top mistakes you made when starting. You could do that video 3 or 4 times, because you could say,
or
the
many
top
more
mistakes I made on this kit, or the top mistakes I made on that kit, the top mistakes I made on this product here, how I used this paint wrong.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. So I'll get it copied and pasted, and then I'll send it over as a what's it called, a PDF.
Yeah.
And then you can make of it what you will. So
yeah, I'll make a Dropbox link and have that in the description of this stream. Yeah. But thank you for that. That's a very generous thing to have done. And
also, if your viewers, or once they watch the video, have other things they could add to it, let us know and we'll add it, because it'll feel, you know, there's that saying in it, help me to help you, help me to help you, help me to help you. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. You're helping me to help you, helping me to help you. And if all YouTubers were like that, it'll be a lovely place, because
absolutely,
you know, it's yeah. That's the idea of it anyway. You know, it's there to enhance your experience of YouTube.
Right.
And I use it quite a lot. Some days I'm there thinking, what can I do today? Let's do a beginner's video, and I'll go and do a beginner's video. So yeah, and then you find yourself getting so enthralled on what's a beginner video, how deep down the rabbit hole do you want to go with a beginner? You know what I mean?
Wow.
But that's where the editing comes in, and that's where you edit it to make it run smoother. Definitely.
Yes, for sure. Okay, we'll make sure we get that out to everybody. Like I said, there'll be a link in the description to make sure everybody can download that easily.
Yeah, brilliant. Like that.
Well, Moz, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your friendship, your generous offer to have started this. You've actually inspired a series. So we'll look forward to more content creators coming on as well. For anybody that hasn't already seen MOS6510 Models, I hope you'll visit his channel. Of course, subscribe and turn that notification bell on.
And thank you for having me. I really appreciate you having me on your channel, and that I hope that my tips and tricks and a little bit about me have inspired you all to become YouTubers. And also, if you do have an inkling to build scale models, check out my channel. And if you'd like to get involved in scale modeling, I am always be there to answer any questions, comments, anything that you need to know about scale modeling, because that's what my real passion is. And the more that people get back involved in scale modeling, the better the hobby will be. Definitely.
For sure. So thank you for that. And thank you, everybody, for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. Share it with anybody who you think needs to see it. And then we've got more informational content on this channel and a lot of live streaming. And we see MOS6510 models frequently. So thank you again, Moz, for being here. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.